Hey there, G3XE here, and today we're in a video about the Slaughterpriest of Corn with something in Hackblade. I don't know, it's a long name. Anyway, while I live in a college town, and I was in, of all places, essentially like the art store that most of the students who are like art majors buy stuff in. And I stumbled upon that they actually sell Warhammer stuff. And I was like, huh, that's awesome. Because, like, in the paints area, there are some Games Workshop paints. And I guess because no one knew about it, and, I mean, like, they didn't have really any model selection. Basically, like, a few of the get started painting ones, and then, like, a few easy to builds. Listen to my Red Bull with a straw, by the way. And then they had these, like, old white dwarfs. I mean, old, quote unquote. This one is from last year, and it's the one with the Slaughterpriest that you get for free. Now, this was an awesome, addition of into this kind of magazine, because this is like a big deal model. Like, let's see here. And if you didn't get this when it came out, it was kind of like, well, where else can you get this model? And I think maybe they sell it on their own, but it's going to be like $20, whereas this magazine is 10 US bucks. And you get, I guess, the magazine as well. So let's take a look. You get a nice little baggie, big old base. That's going to be what? That's a 40 mil base. And here's the sprue. About the same size as we're used to with hero single model sprues, monopose, and we'll get back to that just because I have a point to make about that. And then obviously this big old white dwarf, chock full of, it's a lot of Age of Sigmar stuff. I don't even know if this was when 8th edition 40k had come out yet. I don't think it is. So that's kind of interesting. Just trying to see if they have the war scroll in here. If not, I'll just go ahead and jump straight into it, but yeah, so I feel like Games Workshop needs to do more stuff like this, and this kind of proves one of the points that I've been, I guess, I don't know, that bugs me a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like that they did this, but this was a $10, $9, but I guess with tax, $10 magazine with the model included, right? And so however much money it took to make this big old thick magazine, right? And then they added in the sprue. And of course, they're still probably making a profit on it, I would assume. Maybe it was a smaller profit than usual because they wanted to get more people in good faith with GW. But this is a hero model. This is 100 points in Age of Sigmar. He's 5 or 6 wounds. He's a priest, which means he can cast spells, but those spells can't really be dispelled. They're not really spells. They're just like prayers, and you can't dispel them. Or if you're a 40k player, you can't deny the witch them. And the only thing is that they usually have some element of risk to the priest themselves. So, like, for their Arcane Bolt, which is the same thing as Smite in 40k, it can do D6, I believe, mortal wounds instead of D3, but if you roll a 1 to cast it or something like that, it does D3 to himself. Stuff like that. And so it's a really good model, and I'm going to paint it, build it up. It's an awesome hero. But this is the type of stuff that they'll be, if they do monopose with certain other heroes, especially in 40k, but also in AOS, that it'll cost like $20, $25, $30. And, it's just, this just, I guess, goes to prove that that kind of stuff is, I don't know, BS, I guess? Because, like, no, you can sell these for cheaper. I think $10 is a perfect, like, I would pay $10 just for this, which is essentially what I did, because what am I going to do with this? Not really anything. But I mean, $10 for this hero model in terms of GW prices is a steal. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. Hell yeah. It was the last one they had left, and pretty rare model, I guess. So, I don't know. Thoughts? I know it's a big dead horse that we're beating about GW's pricing and that they've been getting better. I really do like a lot of the changes they've made, but the hero miniatures are one of those things where, like, you would I would buy so many of them just for D&D alone if they were $10 a pop. But because they know that you are only going to buy one or so for your army, they hike up the prices on them. But I think that's an error, and maybe they've probably done the math, so and the statistics and market research, so they're probably right. But my feeling is, and in my experience, I would buy so many more models from them if their hero models were $10. Like, that's a hefty price to pay for one model, but for the awesomeness that these hero models look like and like how cool these are in D&D and other stuff, for sure I would buy it. So that's my thoughts. I thought it was really cool that I found this, and I was lucky. Made me wish that they were doing this more. They give you free Space Marines / Stormcast, like one Space Marine or one Stormcast with a current, like, Get Started magazine they have now. But how many points is that versus a 100-point hero that can literally lead your army and do a good job at it? So anyway, I'll let you know how building this guy goes, and I'll catch you next.